life, a simple dream can be the most powerful force. For many, that dream is to rise above their circumstances, to climb the ladder of success, and to achieve financial freedom. We see stories of great success everywhere, but we often miss the hidden secret behind them. We think success is about luck or talent. But often, it's about a fundamental principle we all can learn. If you've ever wondered how to turn your small efforts into a great future, this story is for you. In a bustling city, lived a young boy named Aryan. He was from a very poor family. His clothes were old, his shoes had holes, and his stomach often rumbled with hunger. But he had a big dream. He wanted to become rich, not just to live a comfortable life, but to give his family everything they had ever gone without. Aryan was not lazy. He started working from a very young age, doing any odd job he could find, delivering newspapers, carrying goods at the market, or washing cars. Every day he worked from sunrise to sunset, and at the end of the day, his hands ached and his body felt heavy with exhaustion. He would count his small earnings and feel a burst of hope. "I'm working hard," he would tell himself. "One day, I will be rich." But weeks turned into months, and months into years. Despite his incredible hard work, Aryan never seemed to get ahead. He would earn enough to cover his family's needs for a few days, but then the money would be gone, and he would have to start all over again. He saw other boys, not as hardworking as he was, finding success. They were starting small businesses or building skills. Aryan felt like he was running in place. He was earning, but he was not building. He didn't understand why his hard work wasn't paying off. One afternoon, feeling defeated, he went to a small tea shop on the corner. The shop was run by an old man named Christian, who was known throughout the neighborhood for his wisdom and calm nature. He had a reputation for giving simple, yet life-changing advice. Aryan sat down and, with a heavy heart, shared his story. "Uncle Christian," he said, "I work harder than anyone I know. I do everything right. I earn money every single day. But no matter how hard I work, I always stay poor. I feel like my dreams are impossible." Uncle Christian listened patiently, his eyes full of compassion. He poured a cup of tea and slid it toward Aryan. Then he said, "My child, you are like a strong man who tries to fill a lake with a small bucket. You work hard, you carry the water, but the lake is vast, and your bucket is small. Let me tell you a story about two travelers and a river." Aryan's eyes widened with interest. He leaned in to listen. "Long ago," Uncle Christian began, "in a faraway land, there was a great river that flowed through a desert. On the bank of this river lived two travelers. The first traveler was strong and tireless. His name was Arjun. Every day, he would go to the river, fill his bucket with water, and carry it for miles to a village where he sold it. He would make many trips a day, and he was proud of his strength and his hard work. The villagers relied on him, and he always had a little money in his pocket. He was happy because he was always earning. He would tell everyone, 'Look at me, I am working. I am earning.'" The second traveler was a young woman named Leela. She also needed money, but instead of carrying buckets, she took a different path. She spent her first few weeks finding a small, high-quality piece of land near the river. She used her initial earnings, which were very small, to buy a simple shovel and a few long ropes. While Arjun carried water all day, Leela would spend her days digging a hole in the ground. People passing by would laugh at her. "What are you doing?" they would ask. "You're wasting your time. Look at Arjun, he is making money while you are just digging in the dirt." Arjun would often shake his head and feel sorry for Leela. He saw her working with a simple shovel, earning nothing, while his pockets were filling up with coins. But Leela didn't listen to the laughter. She kept digging, day after day, week after week. It was a slow, painful process. Her hands were sore, and she had little to show for her effort. Months passed, and still there was no water. But she continued, patiently, persistently. She used a small part of her daily earnings from a tiny side job to buy better digging tools and reinforce the walls of her pit. Then, one day, after almost a year of constant effort, Leela's shovel hit something soft. A small trickle of water appeared. It was slow at first, just a small stream, but she had finally reached the underground water. She had built her own well. Within a few more weeks, the well was full, and water flowed freely. Now, Leela didn't have to carry buckets from the river anymore. She had her own source. She built a small pump and a simple distribution system. Soon, the entire village came to her well for water, not just to buy it, but to use it for their farms and homes. They no longer depended on a man with a bucket. They had a source. Leela became the most respected and wealthy person in the village, not because of her hard work alone, but because she had built an asset that worked for her. Uncle Christian finished his story and looked at Aryan. Now, tell me, my child, were you being like Arjun or Leela? A silence filled the air. Aryan's mind was racing. He finally understood his mistake. He had been like Arjun, working hard but living with an empty bucket at the end of the day. He was a worker, but he wasn't a builder. He was earning money, but he wasn't building wealth. He realized that true financial freedom wasn't about how much you earned in a day, but about creating something that earns for you, even when you're not working. From that day on, something changed inside Aryan. He went home and drew a new plan. He still worked hard, but he began to live differently. The first step was to save a small, fixed amount of his earnings every single day. No more impulsive spending to make himself feel good. He started looking for a shovel to dig his well. He invested his small savings into a simple course that taught him how to repair electronics. It was slow and difficult at first, and he made mistakes, but he kept learning. As his skills grew, he started his own small repair business. He worked long hours, but now he was not just earning, he was building. He saved a portion of his profits and reinvested them into better tools and a small workspace. He hired a younger boy to help him, and his business grew. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. Slowly, steadily, his well began to fill. The small repair shop became a large electronics store. The one boy he hired became a team of employees. His well was now a flowing river, providing for him and his family and many others in the community. Aryan became a multimillionaire, but he never forgot the days when he was just carrying buckets. Whenever someone asked him for the secret to his success, he would smile and say, "Don't just work hard to earn. Work hard to build. Don't be a man with a bucket, be a person with a shovel. Earning is what you do today. Building is what sets you free tomorrow." The key to financial success isn't just how much you make, but what you do with what you make. The people who truly win in life aren't the ones who work the hardest, they are the ones who understand how to build a system that works for them. So, start digging your well today. Your dreams are waiting for you, but you must be the one to create the source that will bring them to life.